So joining us here today is Superintendent Millard House II, here to give us some updates for the families there. Good to have you back.
It's great to be back, Marissa, definitely.
Yes, so this is about halfway through your first term as superintendent for Prince George's County Schools.
Time has moved extremely fast.
I remember announcing that you were coming here on our air. Tell me what have been the successes so far and also some room for growth in other areas.
You know, as we talk about the successes, we've rolled out a security plan in Prince George's County Public Schools that we feel like has been a difference maker in terms of making our patrons, students, community members feel safe about being in our buildings. Of course, that included security enhancement equipment at all of our high schools that have been rolled out. We are actually in the midst of our phase 2 portion of the security enhancement rollout, which will include a number of our middle schools as well. On top of that, we did institute the clear backpack rule. So we also are very happy about what we're doing in terms of student well-being, the mental health supports. We have a platform where students can receive the support from a mental health standpoint, and it's done through a tele platform where they can do it from home, they can do it in the evenings, and get the kind of support that we know that they need and deserve. We also are very excited about our new schools that have opened up, 6 brand new middle schools that we're very excited about.
Blueprint schools, right?
Absolutely.
Phase 1.
A very unique mechanism that's a private partnership, public partnership, and we're excited about continuing that in our next phase of Blueprint schools as well, which is what we're going through the midst of as we speak. But there are always challenges on the table as well as we think about the idea of the number of educators that are leaving the profession, making certain that we put together a plan that allows for us to not only keep the educators that we have, but recruit even more educators into the Prince George's County Public Schools. And then, of course, when we talk about the COVID cliff, a number of the dollars, millions of dollars, came in through ESSER and the federal government during COVID. Those dollars are going away. And we are one of those school systems across the country that's formulating a plan of how we ensure that we continue with the services that have been provided through COVID, but also at the same time, how do we ensure that we make certain that these services continue without losing the supports financially that we've had.
And I understand, too, there has been a discussion about potentially moving the school headquarters out of Upper Marlboro. Where does that stand? It's
been an ongoing conversation for several years, and it has been lifted back up legislatively. There has been a delegate that has brought some legislation to the table to really do a study of what we could do to possibly put together a new headquarters, whether that mean us, finding land and building eventually, or, the possibility of finding an existing facility. But it definitely needs to happen. We are no different than many of the schools in Prince George's County. 50% of our inventory is more than 50 years old. So we have a number of facilities in our inventory that definitely need to be upgraded, replaced. And that's the joy of the P3. We are replacing schools, and
that will be the priority first, as opposed to building or moving into a new
headquarters. That is definitely the priority. We have 16 different headquarters right now, and what we'd like to do is combine those into maybe 2 or 3. And so that's a big part of what we're seeing with this legislation, is really studying it and figuring out where we can actually move at some point in the near future.
Well, thank you for joining us.
Absolutely.
I know tonight there's going to be a meeting not just for school leaders, but for the entire county, and you all will have representation there.
Absolutely. County's taking a look at their annual assets in terms of finances, and we'll be a part of that conversation.
Sounds good. Superintendent House, Prince George's County.